We are sitting in front of a restaurant in Danish town close to the border with Germany, and this place has a special meaning now for us, but especially for Christian Schwarz, the founder of the NCD movement, Natural Church Development Movement, because it was May 11, 1993, where he, it's half an hour from his home, visited with a group of people this very coffee place and casted for the first time vision that NCD will embrace a worldwide movement, and his surveys will collect data from around the world. And of course, like he loves to mention that people were ridiculing him and they didn't believe that it was going to happen. Right now, 32 years later, we can see that his vision casting was very prophetic, and it went even beyond what his wildest dreams were. And those who were laughing at him should now apologize and sit quiet, like his wife, for example.
That's right. That's right. As we're sitting here and this is like where it was all birthed. I love that concept. It kind of reminds me of a conversation we had about a year ago in this Peruvian restaurant, and like, what's the next 5 years look like for NCD? And I took notes on what God is doing next with NCD, and I think there's a very bright future. But it's great to be at the place where the origins of it all started, right here.
Yeah, I see NCD almost functioning in phases or stages. In what Christian Schwarz did back in 1993, he launched the vision, and people laughed, but now they're laughing at themselves, I suppose, because they see that it really has blossomed and God has really used that, and we're products of it, our own churches, and now we're moving into a new chapter that's built upon the previous chapters, where we're not only training consultants to help churches, but we're training pastors to pastor healthy churches. And so I love this shift that I think is good. I think is God honoring. And so as people, as pastors and church leaders come to our training events, it's not really just about training you to be a consultant. It's really to talk about how your church can be a healthy church.
And I want to express appreciation for the foundational good groundwork he has done. That, as he explained to us, it was first sort of semi-scientific data collection, but later on he invited someone who just did his master's in organizational psychology, Christoph Schalk, who saw how things can be improved to have real science employed to create foundation for the NCD, and I believe that has been very helpful, and the foundation is solid. It's not just on someone's feelings, someone's experiences or enthusiasm, but it has a substantial and lasting and good principled, universal, and we can still build on it in the times ahead of us.
I think that was one thing that struck me in our conversation with Christian, because we were there with him for 3.5 hours, which was amazing. But one thing that came to my mind was how God brought, so he cast this vision, I want to do this worldwide. They're laughing at him. He had no contacts, no network, nothing in 1993. And how God brought the people into Christian's life at that time that was needed to turn natural church development into a world movement of church health.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. And I think God will do the same thing with us as pastors, as church leaders. He brings the people into our lives to help us to accomplish the vision he's given us. And it will be a vision for church health, because God wants a healthy church.
And it's beautiful to realize that of all, he was a German Lutheran person, which you think of very rational, no visions and just pure intellectual stuff, and yet God used him, and what has happened from the time he casted the vision is way beyond what he could have ever imagined. And I like him being humble, because he realized this is way beyond this.
And he's brilliant. And what I think is powerful is that this dream of natural church development had a theological base that was built on experiential reality, and it's almost like he experienced the three colors of the church in a way, in that movement that God
Before
was
even
launching.
knowing
Before
that
he
there
knew
are
it. Yeah,
people
before he.
And now in this next season, we, at least from NCD America, we have 3
colors.
random, like a Baptist guy, SDA, and a Vineyard guy thrown together for this next season.
And I love the picture of community that God used. I think the three of us, the friendship we share and the ministry we share together, and how God is using that, I think, to say the church, we need to be a community of believers helping one another grow healthy churches. In the midst of our differences, we find great unity.
And it brings joy to my heart knowing that if we can have such a union despite of our theological differences here, how beautiful it is going to be in heaven.
Yeah, for real. Awesome. I'm so glad to be here, guys.
I love this little restaurant.
I
How
want to go
fun.
have some more dessert.
Follow the process.